The boy's hands trembled as he gripped the microphone. The spotlight felt heavy, too bright for someone who'd never stood on a stage like this before. His shirt was clean but faded, his shoes 2 sizes too big. Somewhere in the shadows of the theater, cameras rolled, judges waited, and a silent audience wondered what a scrawny, barefoot kid from the slums of Manila could possibly do here. His name was Miguel Santos, 14 years old. For as long as he could remember, music was the only thing that made the noise of the world bearable. Not music from a phone or radio, those were luxuries. For Miguel, it was the sound of neighbors singing on Sunday mornings, the hum of his mother while washing clothes, and the battered old guitar his father had left behind before vanishing years ago. Miguel had never had a music lesson in his life. He didn't know music theory, didn't know proper breathing techniques, but he knew how to feel every word. On the nights when hunger clawed at his stomach, he'd sit under the lone street lamp outside their shack and sing softly to himself. Then came the day everything changed. A tourist, an older American man named John, had been visiting the neighborhood, handing out snacks to the kids. As he passed by, he heard Miguel singing "Hotel California" to himself. The boy's voice was haunting, raw, and soaked in emotion. John froze, goosebumps rising. "Kid," he said, "you need to sing that for the world." It sounded absurd. The world? Miguel didn't even have enough coins for the jeepney fare to the next town. But John wasn't joking. He made a few calls, pulled some strings, and 2 weeks later, Miguel found himself backstage at Philippines Got Talent, staring at curtains that separated him from thousands of strangers. Now, here he was, standing in front of 4 judges and a sea of faces. The host whispered, "You ready?" Miguel just nodded, though his legs felt like paper. The music started. That familiar guitar intro filled the air. Miguel closed his eyes, not because he was shy, but because he wanted to go home in his mind. Back to that street lamp. Back to the sound of his mother's soft hum. The first note left his lips, and the room fell utterly silent. His voice wasn't polished, it was cracked, textured, and full of the kind of pain you can't fake. Every word carried years of struggle, loss, and hope. Halfway through, something happened. A tear slid down Judge Marissa's cheek. She wasn't just hearing a song, she was hearing a story. The story of a boy who had nothing, yet sang like he owned the stars. By the second chorus, people in the audience were on their feet. The cameramen, who'd seen hundreds of auditions, were nodding to each other. And when Miguel reached that final line, his voice breaking on the word paradise, there was a pause. Then, an explosion of cheers. Judge Marissa slammed the golden buzzer so hard, the glitter seemed to fall in slow motion. Miguel froze as golden confetti rained down on him. He'd seen moments like this on TV, but now he was in it, his hands over his face, unable to breathe. The host rushed forward, wrapping him in a hug. "You did it, Miguel. You're going straight to the finals." But the real shock came after the cameras stopped rolling. Backstage, Judge Marissa approached him. "Miguel," she said, "you have a gift the world needs to hear. But more than that, you need a chance." She handed him an envelope. Inside was a scholarship to one of the best music schools in Manila, full tuition, books, meals, everything. Miguel stared at it, his lips trembling. "But, why?" "Because someone once gave me a chance when I was a kid," she said softly. "And I promised I'd pass it on." It didn't stop there. The video of his performance went viral within days. Messages poured in from all over the world, people in New York, London, Sydney, offering donations, letters of encouragement, and even guitars. One American family wrote, "Your song reminded us to never give up on our dreams. Thank you." For the first time in his life, Miguel's family had enough to eat. His little sister had new shoes for school. And every night, when Miguel practiced, he remembered that music had done what nothing else could, it had connected strangers across oceans. Months later, standing in the grand finale, Miguel sang again, this time with a confidence born not from pride, but from gratitude. He didn't win the trophy that night. But as the crowd roared and the lights dimmed, he realized something: winning wasn't about fame or prizes. It was about the fact that he had sung his truth, and the world had listened. When he stepped off the stage, John was there, grinning. "Told you, kid. The world needed to hear you." Miguel smiled, clutching his guitar. "And I needed to believe I was worth hearing." That night, under the Manila stars, Miguel walked home. Still the same boy from the slums, but carrying a heart that now knew dreams weren't just for the rich or lucky. They were for anyone brave enough to sing them out loud.